women and girls football continues to grow in our county. The upcoming UEFA Women's Euros, in which Sheffield and Hallamshire as two host venues, is set to be another hugely inspirational moment for many women and girls. This video is looking at how one club in particular, Hallam Rangers, are getting themselves Euros ready to ensure that they build a legacy for women and girls football at their club, as well as looking at how these changes have affected players, coaches and parents. If you're feeling inspired, visit sheffieldfa.com.
So we are Hallam and Wildcats Rangers. We're based here at Redmires Fields in Lodgemore, Sheffield. As a club we've been in existence for over 50 years, but we only started our first girls team about 5 years ago. This season we had 13 boys teams and 6 girls teams, representing all age groups from under 8 up to under 18, and hopefully next year we'll recruit another 3 girls teams, which will take us up to 9 in total. Yes, so the club appointed its first girls teams rep and its first girls welfare officer at the start of this season, about a year ago, and since then we've been working with the Sheffield and Hallamshire FA on our Euro legacy initiatives. The main objective is to get more girls playing football at the club and more women volunteering in different positions in the club, and in order to achieve that we've put a few initiatives in place. For example, each new girls team that we set up, we try to encourage at least one female volunteer to join as either manager or a coach. We have developed our Wildcats Academy, which is the academy aimed at younger girls and those new to football, to act as a feeder into our club teams. We have set up a player to coach programme amongst our under 16s players, and the idea is they will help out at training each week with the younger players. We've put in place a buddy system for all of our new managers and coaches, so when they join the club, an existing and experienced manager and coach can help them find their feet. We've set up a parents committee which is aimed primarily at mums, and the objective of that is to give feedback and advice to the steering committee as to how we can improve the offer to female players and female volunteers at the club. We'd like to get more women involved in the steering committee, running the club at that level. And finally, we are also making sure that our website, our club literature, our social media, etc. is all representative and gender neutral.
Interested in the parents, the mums group you mentioned. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yes, so the parents committee is aimed primarily at mums. The idea is that it will meet once or twice a year, and its objective is to provide feedback and to give recommendations to the steering committee as to how the club can improve its offer for its female players and its female volunteers. Our first committee meeting took place a couple of months ago and made some really valuable suggestions to the steering committee. For example, one of those is that each girls team from now on will be issued with a period pack, so it will be a boot bag of sanitary products which will be kept in the kit bag on training nights and at match days. So that's just one positive example of what's come out of the parents committee, the first parents committee so far. Yes, so the player to coach programme is for our under 16s who will be under 18s next season, and the idea is that they will help with training each week for the younger teams, and they're also receiving some specialist coaching from the Sheffield and Hallamshire FA. I think the benefits are fourfold. The older girls, when they attend training sessions, will without doubt act as positive role models for the younger girls. I think they can also provide some coaching assistance for our new coaches in the girls teams, because they've been playing for 5 years now and have picked up some really good training habits. We see it also as a first step for them into coaching, so we're hoping that even when they graduate from our under 18s, they'll continue to play football and they'll continue to coach football for the benefit of the club and for the community. Yes, so the Wildcats Academy is aimed at younger girls, so girls as young as 5 who aren't old enough to play in the league, and also girls more generally that are new to football. We have a Wildcats Academy that has sessions now on 2 evenings a week, both with up to 20 or 25 girls involved. We've developed really good links between the Wildcats Academy and some local primary schools, so we generally recruit to Wildcats from the local primary schools around us. And what it does, it gives the girls a first taste of football, it enthuses them, helps them improve their skills, so that when they're old enough to join our club teams, they act as a feeder, or the Wildcats Academy acts as a feeder into our younger club teams, which ensures we've got a lot of girls that want to join the club, help grow the club and sustain its future. So I've mentioned a few initiatives that we've been putting in place as part of the Euro Legacy Pledge, which is mainly aimed at growing the girls' game within the club and recruiting more female volunteers. But I think in general it's a really good place to play football and volunteer because we're a really friendly club. We recruit girls of all abilities and we very much place emphasis on fun, the girls enjoying their football, also becoming better teammates and becoming better footballers. So it's not all about winning, we recruit girls of all abilities and that creates a really good culture and atmosphere in the club. We also recruit coaches of all abilities. So in our view, you don't need to have a coaching background, you don't need to have a football background if you want to become a coach, either as a mum or a dad. The priority for us is that you're able to create a fun and a safe environment in which girls and boys can learn new skills at football. As I've mentioned, we recruit or try to recruit 1 female volunteer for each new team, each new girls team that we form. And when we do recruit them, we like to think that we provide them with a lot of support and a lot of help when they first join the club. And we think we're a good supportive community.
Brilliant. You mentioned.
So I think the challenges that we face are probably similar to most other clubs. The immediate challenge is, of course, a lot of our initiatives require quite a lot of time from volunteers, and we can always do with more volunteers. So we're a little bit short of volunteers, and the volunteers that we do have are very busy. I think in the medium term, the biggest challenge for us is probably pitches. We have a shortage of pitches. So as we grow the club, both the girls' game and the boys' game, there will be a limit on the number of pitches that we have available for training and for match days, so that will limit our growth in the medium term at the moment. And also the quality of our pitches and the state of our pitches. We have to spend quite a lot of money investing in them so that they're playable throughout the winter. And those issues, I think, are common to many clubs and common to both the girls and the boys' game. So we would like to have 1 girls team for each age group in the medium term, so that means 11 teams and we're currently at 6. We'd like to have at least 1 female volunteer for each girls team and more generally volunteering around the club. We would like to provide them with first-class pitches and facilities, which is going to require some investment over the next few years. But more generally, we want to continue to thrive as a diverse and inclusive club, and increasingly being seen as one of the best places in the region for girls to play football and for women to volunteer in football.
Brilliant.
Hi, I'm Angela Manning and I help coach the girls under 12s.
And I'm Jo Watkinson and I also help with the girls under 12s.
Brilliant.
Well, 2 of the girls moved on to a different team and it was their mums that were managing and coaching the team. So then obviously they needed people to step up. So we volunteered along with my husband, and we've got a couple of other keen parents that have been around to help us. So we did our FA1, Level 1 qualifications. play a bit of football and made sure that the team didn't fold.
Yeah, and I'm basically the same. My daughter had played for the team from the very beginning, so 4 years ago. And then 2 years into playing with the team, she absolutely loved playing. And then when we heard that the team could fold, I just thought, I've got to step forward. I'm myself a primary school teacher, so I've done lots of PE lessons. I'm not an expert with football, but I thought I could step forward and give it a go.
Brilliant.
Yeah, working with the girls mainly. I love working with children anyway. I mean, we both already work with children, so it's just easy. The girls are so enthusiastic and they really give their all. Some of them aren't that confident, and it's really nice to see their journey as they progress and they learn their own skills as they play. I love being at every match because it's about, it doesn't matter if they win, lose or draw, it's about pulling the team together, and we're there to support them and just bring them on, really.
And that's the main bit for me, it's the team focus. We've worked really hard on bringing the girls together. They come from different schools, they're in different year groups, and they're not like the best of buddies outside school, so it's really nice to sort of form those friendships and form that sort of team bond, and they work together and it's working well.
That's really.
There's loads of support. Everyone, I have to say, everyone is so helpful on the boys' side and the girls' side. When we started, it was all fairly new to us taking over, so everyone was willing to give hints and tips and advice. They've now got a buddy system in place for like new people, but I kind of feel that you can ask anybody, depending what the issue is. So any of the teams, there's been lots of support.
We have great social networking groups as well, so that really helps. So whenever we've played, we put messages on and people give us hints and tips and things of what we can do. There's also support we get for our goalies and things, so if it's something that we are not experts on, we can ask for advice from the other coaches and managers, which really helps. Yeah, I think it's really important. I grew up in my family always played football, so it was always my brother playing football, my dad was really into football, and it was very male dominated. And for me it was never an option about playing football, it was just the possibilities weren't there. So obviously watching, I always thought my son might get into football, never thought my daughter would. And once she did, I was completely fully on board, and I really loved the fact that she was playing. I think it's really nice for her to see me play, because I'm not fantastic. I mean, I miss goals all the time, but I'm happy to go in net and to give it a go. And I think they learn from us making mistakes, and they see that it doesn't matter. You know, you don't have to be great in goal, but you get there, you get better and better. And I think it's about giving it a go, really.
Yeah, definitely.
We learn with them, don't we? I think we learn. We're learning more and more. I mean, the FA provides so many in the boot room, all the resources available, all the drills that we look at every week, don't we, different drills, and we practice them. And we're learning them with the girls. And often we don't know the name for them, so we say, how can we remember which drill this is? And we come up with names together, and that really helps.
I think the emotional side's really important as well. It's nice to have a mix. We're lucky in our team, we've got a mix of the male and female, and you kind of need a balance of both, but you do need that sort of female understanding.
Yeah,
there's an individual personality thing, how you relate to different people, but having that awareness, I think, it does come across.
We had a game here one night, and it was obviously getting quite dark, and suddenly the clouds went really dark, it started to rain, and one of the girls just turned to me and said, it's going to thunder, I'm terrified of thunder. And it was really nice to be able to comfort her, and actually I don't know if she'd have turned to one of the men as easily, but she saw me more as a motherly figure, that she was happy to come over, and I think that's what we're there for. We provide first aid, we provide just, confidence for the girls, and we just help bring them on.
More than football, isn't it? It's more than just being the coach. No, that's really, really good.
It's inclusive, it's fun, it's inclusive, it's just really nice. Like, my daughter joined, she slotted in straight away, we've had new people, it's just really welcoming. We've got really supportive parents in all the teams. My other daughter plays on one of the older teams, and there's just a really nice sort of community ethos, and it's really nice to be part of something, and you see other teams playing on a Saturday, and there's a lot of nice interactions.
It's a really reputable club, I think. I mean, I've grown up locally, so I've always heard of Hallam Rangers, but then to suddenly see that they're developing the girls' side of things as well, and there's so many girls' teams, like every year we're taking on more and more girls' teams, I think that's absolutely fantastic. I mean, I work in a school, and several of the girls in my school know about Hallam Rangers and play for Hallam Rangers, and I love promoting that. I think it's fantastic.
nationally, I want to see more teams coming through. So making sure that we've all the girls teams, but yeah, sort of as they rise up through the ages, that there's no gaps. So we're filling those gaps. The younger ones want to come through, and also opportunities as the teams expand for those people that haven't played football to join teams, even if they're a little bit older. Because as the football word spreads, you kind of think, oh, I'm not good enough for a team, and actually you can come along and get skills and try out.
I mean, these girls are growing up with football, so I don't see them leaving our team now. They're really committed to playing, which is fantastic.
But yeah, and nationally, well, it's just the role models.
I think watching football as well, it's not just about playing football, it's about watching football. It's always been male dominated for so long. I mean, as a primary school teacher, I see the yards full of boys, and when I say to the girls, why aren't you playing? They say, well, we get pushed off, the boys just take over, and the boys are more confident. So we try and making it inclusive for everybody. We want them all to be involved. So if they see female role models, then they might want to be one.
Seeing the Lionesses play, just then all of a sudden the girls know the players. They have them like posters on their walls. They talk about them, and just to have a bit more of that, I think you need to see the teams. You need to actually be able to watch it on telly, because you don't get a chance to go to matches if you don't know where they are, and it's that overall promotion. So I think it's really
trying to take the girls along to watch it, aren't we? Which would be fantastic.